The Bachelor Hotel Management at Saxion is currently being given at the location of Apeldoorn, a new school since a few years. This education was merely firstly given only in Dutch, but since 2005, the program has internationalized and is also now being given in English. This, therefore, attracts many international students to Saxion in Apeldoorn, and this gives all students an international experience during their studies. This bachelor is unique because it does not have a hotel linked to the school like many other hotel schools in the Netherlands. You would think this would be a negative attribute, but according to me, this is a unique selling point of the hotel management program at Saxion Apeldoorn. The reason why I'm saying this is the fact that Saxion has many international partners, including Marriott, Hilton, and local Van der Valk. Due to the fact that they do not have their own hotel linked to the school, they are allowed to send students into the real life to have a real life experience in hotels. Students will get to go out of their comfort zones and learn how life will be in the real hotel industry. And this is therefore something that makes this study unique from other programs in the Netherlands. During your first year, you will have courses that will focus on developing your own personal communication skills as well as your own professional hospitality skills. Hotel management, from day one, you will be reminded to be hospitable. So all these subjects in the first year focus on creating a hospitality feeling and learning students to provide hospitality to the world. Subjects like World of Hotel Management learn you about wine tastings. It will learn you about different types of wines, different types of food, what the hotel industry is about, and basic knowledge that you need to know about different hotels, for instance hotel chains, etc. Other subjects like marketing will introduce you to different forms of marketing that the hospitality industry use, like direct marketing, indirect marketing, etc. You will also go in deep into business economics, where it might not be your favorite subject, but to be honest, business economics shapes the whole hotel management study. In your second year, you will be allowed to go on internship. In this internship period, you will go to a company. As an international student, it is obliged to go abroad. I went to the Marriott Hotel in Ghent, Belgium. There I worked under an event manager, and I worked in the event and conference sales department. During this internship, I lived in Ghent like someone from Belgium, and I learned lots about myself, but also a lot about the hotel. During my 6 months, I not only worked in the conference and events department, but I also played a role in their other different departments, such as marketing. I also had some experiences to work in the restaurant, in the bar, and this was therefore an operational period that introduced me to everything I needed to know about hotel management. Many of you have all went on holiday to a hotel in Spain, a hotel in Amsterdam, but you've never been behind the scenes. And this internship will therefore help you to see what goes on in the back office in a hotel. This was one of the most exhilarating times of my life, as I learned that it is not easy as that to check in and check out and have people go into their room. Besides this, in your second year, you will also go further with events management, where you will now again organize an event for a real client. This will help you improve your skills from your first event management experience. In your first year, you had an experience with event management. In your second year, you will grow on that experience. This study then goes further and follows into the third year. In your third year, you will get the opportunity to focus your study in the right way where you want to go, to specialize in specific fields. Therefore, you will go into the Smart Solutions semester, where you will get to choose what subjects you want to follow. During this semester, you will work hand in hand with other schools in the Netherlands to not only give you the Saxion experience, but to also give you other experiences from around the Netherlands. This will stand good on your CV and will give you more experience, which is all that employers need from students. During your last year, the 4th year of your study, you will feel that you have gotten so much information. But now it is time for you to decide if you would either want to go on a management internship to improve your skills that you learned during your operational internship in your 2nd year, or you could choose to do a minor. A minor can be chosen from other universities other than Saxion, and therefore you can go and, for instance, if you are interested in becoming an HR professional, you can go specialize in human resources by doing this minor. Besides doing a minor or a management internship, the last 6 months of your time at Saxion during your hotel management study will be your thesis. I'm currently busy with my thesis, and the main idea of your thesis is to find a client that has a problem. Let's take, for instance, Marriott wants to increase their brand awareness. They are building new Moxie hotels, but they need to create a new brand awareness for this new brand of hotel. You will then be the student that researches ways for them to do this and write this in your thesis, taking all that knowledge from this 4 years. So in a way, Saxion hotel management really attracts you to finally answer that management question. During the 4 years of study at Saxion, there are many opportunities where you get to receive help from your study career counselor. Your study career counselor is appointed in your 1st year and is the mentor for you and your class throughout the 4 years. This person will therefore in your 1st year help you with any problems. He or she will make sure that your academic progress is going as it's supposed to go. He or she will also shake your hand in the end when you graduate and congratulate you on successfully completing this hospitality management degree. Other support that Saxion offers is, for instance, My Saxion, which is a website where the library is on. Also Blackboard, which is an area where the lecturers post everything that you need to know about your courses, about the exams, etc. Saxion also has its own front office, where you can go to with all your problems and questions. These professionals will therefore phone for you. They will also ask questions if they don't know the answer. Therefore, Saxion will always help you if you need something else. Well, to be honest, life after the study can go 2 ways. You can either start working directly, or you can proceed to study a master in hotel administration and continue to get your MBA. If this is something that you would like to do, then it is possible at Saxion. A master in business administration will therefore give you more opportunities in the market, as well as put you on a higher level above all the competitors. What careers can you now go into after completing this hotel management degree? Think of something like a hotel manager. Think of an event manager. Think of something like a front office manager. Anything with the title manager, I bet you can do with this degree. Many of our graduates now work in, for instance, Rabobank or the ING, for instance. It's not necessarily that you need to work in the hotel industry, because after all, this is a management degree. With this hotel management degree, the possibilities are endless. Not only will you be able to work in other branches of management, but you will also be able to work abroad. Let's say, for instance, you are from Romania or you are from Vietnam. You will be able to also work with this degree in other countries. Other degrees like law or medicine, you will only be able to work in a specific country. But with this hotel management degree, the possibilities are endless. And And hospitality is therefore very international, and therefore this is the perfect degree for you to be able to go abroad if that is your wish. During your 4 years as a student of hotel management at Saxion, you will take part in many class situations. These class situations will take the form of a theater, where a lecturer will be in front explaining the curriculum matter to you. But other classes will also take the form of self-work, where you need to work yourself, for instance professional communication, which is on a one-to-one basis. Other classes you will be made in groups. For instance, in destination management, we took the true hotel concept of Hilton True Hotel, and we needed to develop it in another country. The country that I got was Portugal. So we had to take an American concept and put it into a Portuguese country. Therefore, we needed to look at different cultures, but also look at the brand of Hilton and how this can be changed. It is also important to notice that this study is filled with different ways of exams. We have orals, we have written exams, but many of our exams were also videos, and therefore I have learned lots of new skills of video making. The hospitality industry is a fabulous industry because of the fact that it keeps growing. Never will we come to a point where it will be said, okay, the hospitality industry has been developed, it's finished developing. No, the hotel industry will keep on developing. As technology develops, the hotel industry will develop. As new forms of communication develop, the hotel industry will develop. And therefore, it is important for me to be part of an industry that keeps on developing. But in the hospitality industry, new technology, like for instance robotechnology or AI, will be able to transfer you and keep the industry exciting. And therefore, it is important for me to be part of this industry. And I think it should be important for you.
My name is Mark Vink. I've been working for this school for almost 14 years now, and I'm delighted to talk you through what our school stands for, what we do, how we educate, and let's get started. Hotel management at Saxion is a 4 years bachelor education study. Within the 4 years you will go through different stages, and I will talk you through that later on. The field of interest is that if you want to work in hospitality, our school is really ideal. What we do is, whether you would be a hospitality advisor or a hospitality manager in the future, our school will be a very good basis to learn and to practice at the same time. Hospitality is a feeling you have inside. You want to do good for somebody else, and you want to translate that into a business. Therefore, our focus is not only hotels, it's also for secondary industries like event organizations. You can think of airlines or airports or conference centers. And even the tertiary sector is the third sector that we focus on. Think about retail companies that need a hospitality aspect, and our students after their studies often find work in these areas where companies really like the attitude and the knowledge of our hotel school students. In the first year, there's a combination of practical aspects but also theory. We have divided the year into 3 main aspects. So think of everything has to do with communication, languages, all very important for this type of education and for the industry you're going to work in. The other aspect, so the second one, is more the business part of things. Think of marketing, business economics, because it's very important that you can also be an entrepreneur in the future and you learn how to make calculations and make sure that your company is financially stable. And of course, the last one, but not the least one, is everything on hotel management specific. We will not make you a wine waiter, but we have to learn some basics on wine. You have to learn basics on organizing events and things. In the second year, you already have a internship for half a year. Most of the students choose to do their internships abroad. You have to go abroad for at least 30 credits, so that's half a year, once in the curriculum. But most of the students do that in the second year because they then will be indulged into the business and learn everything which is to learn about the business, and it will help them to focus later on in their studies on what they prefer or not. The second half of the second year is on entrepreneurship. You will build your own concepts. Think of a hotel, a restaurant, and you learn all the insides and outsides of how to do that and how to be creative on thinking how your hotel would look like or your restaurant would be. In the third year, we'll lift it to a more strategic level. We'll analyze a hotel company. We use a certain company as an example, and together with your groups, you will really dig into facts and figures and to create an analysis, and after that make advice. And also, since it is an international context, also see how the cultural aspect is coming in there. There's the Smart Solutions semester, and there you see that the education broadens a bit, because then your own choices become more clear on what you want to do. And in the Smart Solutions semester, we work with clients with management questions. But we will mix you with other students from other education within Saxion. And together with those students, you work on a project to create a solution for the question that the manager has, the company has. Then the fourth year is the minor. You can do an extra internship if you like, but you could also look at doing the minor in another way, studying abroad, or study at another university, or on a topic that you really prefer. And then at last, you will do the young professional semester. You could think of working on a process in a company, but you can also create a product or analyze a company and come up with a solution. So it's a mixture of working into practice, but also using theory. Of course, research will be very important to prove your findings and come with a substantial advice. In our school, we don't have a hotel or a restaurant at the premises. We do have practical possibilities to learn things, but our belief is that you learn in practice. So how then are we making sure that you learn the right things? So we have event education. With a group of people, 6 to 8 people, you are designated to one event. You could think of a little dinner of 20 people, but also larger events for 100 people with an outside client. The real client makes it that it is the real job. You have to prepare, perform, and evaluate the whole process. It takes you about 5 weeks to go through this. We of course support this by education in the form of lectures that we give on theories, how to organize events, so the different steps, but also communication lessons on how you work as a team. You can think of reflective sessions on how do I perform in my team. One other example, marketing for instance. In a module of marketing, of course, we have to teach you basics. So we help you through online lessons, but also on the premises. We do different things to get you into getting a knowledge on the theories. But more important, we bring that into practice by practical assignments. So, for instance, in the first year, we sent you out to Rotterdam and Amsterdam and look at different concepts of hotels, and you will create your own hotel concept for both Rotterdam and Amsterdam. See the differences of the city and see how that affects your ideas of what type of hotel, which target group, what does it do to how a hotel would look like. All marketing theories that you have learned in the first block are then put into practice. And this theory combination and put it into practice is something you see in most of the modules throughout the whole curriculum. Studying at a University of Applied Science is a lot about getting knowledge and theories and make sure that you know what you talk about. But don't forget the practical skills you need. As a manager, you also need to be able to see how you can translate all these theories and knowledge into practice. Therefore, we have practical education as part of our education. Events education, so organize an event. One of the events that we hosted last year was an international week. You can imagine that in an international week, people from all over the world come over, and a dinner for 65 people had to be served. And students were organizing this from scratch. So from the basic idea to executing the event, evaluating, and also make sure that the event was financially successful. Did we make money, yes or not? Based on what the client as a budget gave. But also just standing in the kitchen and preparing a dish for somebody else is very interesting. So instead of just learning how to cook, it's learning how to deal with sustainability in food. Because as a future food and beverage manager, you might wanna, you might get the job of looking how your hotel can be sustainable, and that means also in food and beverage. The week is divided into classes you get at school. So think of about 20 hours a week, sometimes 15. And we always try to plan that as a block of hours so that you can travel to and from school efficiently and don't lose too many hours. At the same time, in between those classes, those lectures, you could also have sessions where you work with your groups. Next to these classes, of course, we also do some practical things. We will have wine tastings. We'll put you into the kitchen to prepare some proper food, and of course it's not about preparing the food. It is about that you get to see how these things work. 40 hours per week is quite the amount of hours that you will spend in total, depending on your own learning skills and how you are able to do your homework efficiently to make it fit into those hours. There is lots of possibilities, and I do get these questions a lot from both students and parents. Is it only hotels that I need to work in? Of course you can work in a hotel. As I just said in the beginning of my presentation, you can work as an advisor in a hotel, but maybe also as a manager, leading a team, a department head, or start your own hotel. The hotel sector, the hotel industry is an industry where a lot of people know each other. There's good connections. And you will see through your internships that you also build on these connections. So I'll invite you to do that. So that's hotel industry. But you can also think of other industries. So you see with the upcoming technology that data analysts are really necessary. Together with management come up with plans to give a better product to the clients. But you can also think of other industries, as I just said in the beginning. You can work in the airline industry and use your hospitality skills over there, or even in a total different environment. Healthcare, for instance. Of course, we haven't trained you to be a doctor, but we have trained you to look after people. After school, you can also choose to do another study. You can even use the minor, so in the 4th year, to do a pre-master if you prefer to study after this. We really like you to be entrepreneurial. So it doesn't have to mean that you have to start your own business, but being entrepreneurial means that you see possibilities, use those possibilities. And for that, you need to have some experience. We can help you with the basics of it. On top of that, you probably have heard of 21st century skills. It's a really hip term to use, but those are also important. So you have to be agile. Companies nowadays ask from you to be specific on hotel industry, be entrepreneurial, and at the same time also have good analytic skills, social skills, and so forth. So the whole set of all these things we have integrated in our curriculum to make sure, hopefully, that we will help you into your next step into the future. I always knew that I would love to look after people. So I also thought, hey, shall I go into medical studies and do that? And then I thought, no, I like to be in a more commercial driven environment and still look after people, make other people's lives happier. And through my experience working in hotels, in sales and marketing positions, I have learned that I really like to also teach others about this. Get other people into this enthusiastic business. So I really love doing that, and I hope you will choose this business because you have kind of the same feelings, that you want to do something in hospitality because you feel that looking after other people, making successful businesses out of that, is what will drive you in the future. Well, for now, thank you very much for being with me online. I really hope that you had a good time in listening to me and the content of the video, and that I've made you more enthusiastic about our studies. If you want to find out more, get to our website. There's a lot of information available, and or get in touch with us in any other way. Thank you for now, and have a good day.